What are we celebrating today? Say Christmas, it's correct, but what are we actually celebrating? Is it just a birthday party? You know, that's cool because Jesus, his birthday party is pretty good. He has the birthday, we get the presents. It's a good deal, right? I loved that deal growing up. It worked out really, really well for me. But this year, I want more. Even as a priest, I long for more on Christmas than just cool presents and a food coma. Does anyone else long for more than that? Or are you just satisfied with those things? I think all of us, if we're truly honest with what's going down in our hearts, we long for more. And with the craziness of COVID and just the brokenness that we see in the world on a daily basis in the news, and how that's triggered the messiness of our own lives, all of us can agree to certain levels, I want more. And as I was praying with something more to celebrate on Christmas, I thought about one of my favorite movies that I watched again this week, and it's called Hacksaw Ridge. You might have seen this movie, Hacksaw Ridge, based on a true story of Desmond Doss, who served as a combat medic in World War II. Highly recommend you watch this movie, Hacksaw Ridge. And I'd like to give you a visual of what happened in that movie to give you an opportunity to celebrate something more on Christmas. So imagine that this is not December 24th, 2021. This is actually April 26, 1945. And we are not in Vancouver. Imagine, you're on the beach of Okinawa in Japan. And last night, you just landed on the beach of Okinawa. And this is early morning. And you are part of the 77th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army. And today, you are climbing up this steep cliff named Hacksaw Ridge. And you are going to fight for your country's freedom in a battle that you know will be very gruesome and bloody. And so you go. And the day is just chaos. And towards the end of the day, as the sun is setting, your captain shouts out, retreat. You have to retreat and rappel back down the steep cliff of Hacksaw Ridge to try to recover for your lives. And as the Japanese are attacking you and you're all turning around, running for safety, think about this. All of you, one by one, somehow you get stuck. Some of you are shot, so you're wounded, so you actually can't move. Others, you're just terrified because you know the Japanese are around you, and any moment, your life will be taken. But desperately, someone cries out. Mark, he cries out, medic. It was a foolish idea, but he went for it. He cried out, medic. And Mark now thinks, any moment now, the Japanese are going to shoot me. I don't know what I just did. But miraculously, a medic does appear. And you recognize this man. His name is Desmond Doss. Desmond Doss. The same guy back in military camp that you did not trust at all. Because Desmond Doss, he refused to carry a weapon in war. And so no one trusted this man, because that was absolute foolishness in World War II. That guy went for you. Desmond Doss picks you up, puts you on his shoulders, and carries you to the cliff of Hacksaw Ridge. And with his own bloody hands using the rope and his own war-torn body as support, he rappels you back down to safety, to the beach of Okinawa. And you're able to get back into the camp and be taken care of. True story, that night, Desmond Doss saved 75 men with a simple prayer, please, Lord, help me get one more. One at a time, 75 men he saved that night. Now imagine those 75 people. Just think of yourself as one of the 75. You're back in camp. You're safely back in camp. You know that the only reason you're alive is because Desmond Doss risked his life to rescue you from certain death. How would you feel? What would you do? What would that celebration look like as you get back home to the U.S. safely? Would some shopping to get some cool presents and a food coma do it? I don't know about you, but my life would be changed. The fact that a man risked his own life to save me proves something. It proves that there's a man who thought that I am worth rescuing. It proves that Desmond Doss thought that I was worth rescuing. Now, if I got back home and I had this big party for getting safely back home, and people said, what was Desmond Doss doing in Japan? What would you say? You say, oh, Japan, it's a really cool culture. He was probably in search of some temple to explore Japan. No. Or maybe you'd say he was in search of the world's greatest sushi or hot pot. Would that be a good answer for what Desmond Doss was doing in Japan? No. Desmond Doss was there for one reason: to rescue people. Whereas everyone else was there to tear each other apart, Desmond Doss had one purpose: to rescue people. Now look at the crib. Or just picture in your mind Bethlehem. What was God doing there? Why did God go to Bethlehem? Why did he become a man? Why did he enter into this world? Was it just to teach us how to be nice? I don't know about that. Maybe he just wanted to walk on water, because that's really cool. Or turn water into wine, that's even better. But I don't know if that really answers the question of what he was doing there. The reason, if you really understand Scripture, the reason that God became man and went to Bethlehem is the exact same reason that Desmond Doss went to Japan. The exact same reason why Desmond Doss went to Hacksaw Ridge and risked his own life. What's God doing by going to Bethlehem? What's God doing by becoming a man? To rescue us. The fact is, we are all living on Hacksaw Ridge. This is enemy-occupied territory. That's what this world is. If you need any proof, open the newspaper. Sin, death, these are the enemy's weapons. That was not a part of the original plan. There was a creature who was originally good. His name was Lucifer. And he rebelled against God. And he took out his vengeance upon Adam and Eve. And he tricked them into rebelling against God. And ever since then, this world, as Jesus says, is owned by the devil. He is the ruler of this world. And so what's God doing in Bethlehem? Why did he go there? to rescue us. Christmas is not a one-time event some 2,000 years ago. The fact of God entering into the lives of people was not something 2,000 years ago. It's an event that happens in the lives of each one of us. If we, like Mark, are willing to cry out in desperation for someone to save us, for someone to rescue us. Christmas is an event in which God can break into our lives, in which all we know is just chaos and darkness and uncertainty. And we can experience, like I have and like Mark has, someone with bloody hands taking us, putting us on his shoulders, and bringing us to safety so that we can experience what it's like to truly be home. That's the Christmas story. We're not celebrating a birthday party. We're celebrating the fact that God is breaking into our world to rescue us one by one, to prove to us 4 words. I am worth rescuing. I am worth rescuing. My life was an absolute mess. And Jesus somehow broke into my world. I experienced Christmas in my own life. And he broke into my life and proved to me that I am worth rescuing. That is the Christmas story. That is the something more. That is something truly worth celebrating.